The Tunguska Sky Explosion, 1908, Siberia. On the morning of June 30th, 1908, deep in the remote wilderness of Siberia, the world changed in an instant. The sun had barely risen when an enormous flash lit up the sky, so bright that it cast shadows hundreds of kilometers away. Moments later, the air itself seemed to tear apart as a thunderous explosion rippled across the land. Eyewitnesses described the sky splitting in two, followed by a wave of heat that felt like the breath of a giant furnace sweeping across the taiga. Near the Podkamenaya Tunguska River, a hunter named Semyon was thrown from his porch as a shockwave roared past, shattering windows, toppling trees, and knocking people off their feet as far as 60 kilometers away. Birds scattered, animals bolted, and for a brief moment, the entire region fell into a stunned, unnatural silence. When the dust settled, something extraordinary had happened. Roughly 2,000 square kilometers of forest, an area larger than the size of a major city, had been flattened. But there was no crater, no smoking hole in the ground, no impact site, just millions of trees, all laid out in a perfect radial pattern, as though some invisible force had pressed them outward from a single point. News of the event took years to spread. The area was so remote that scientists didn't arrive until 1927, nearly 2 decades after the blast. When they finally trekked across the frozen swamps and dense forests, they found the same haunting sight: trees blown down like matchsticks, all pointing away from the epicenter, yet standing upright at ground zero, their branches stripped bare, as if scorched by a fireball in the sky. What could cause such destruction without leaving a crater? The leading theory suggests a cosmic visitor, a small asteroid or comet, exploded mid-air, releasing energy equivalent to 10 to 15 megatons of TNT. That's hundreds of times more powerful than the bombs later dropped in World War II. The explosion happened several kilometers above the ground, vaporizing the object before it ever touched Earth, and sending a blast wave hurtling outward with unimaginable force. But mysteries linger. Why were there strange reports of glowing night skies across Europe? Why did some witnesses claim to see multiple streaks in the sky? And why, after more than a century, does Tunguska still feel like a puzzle waiting to be solved? What remains undeniable is this: one silent morning in Siberia, the sky caught fire, and the Earth still bears the marks of that incredible moment. If you enjoyed this fascinating story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.